For those of you who have clicked on this video, it is not by accident. You know something different. And that something is that there must be a race war between the two races. Now, many of you might be thinking that I'm talking about black and white. But no, it's a little bit deeper than that. You see, me and you are not the same species. Actually, we've never been. We have not even had the ability to reproduce naturally. The only way for me and you to reproduce is there has to be a RhoGAM shot in the mix. And that is specifically because we're not supposed to be having babies together anyways. Our body is fighting it off. It's like, no, we don't need to have babies together. That is because you are the human race and I am the Anunnaki race. That's why my skin is brown. You ever look, just look, hold up. Look at my skin, it's brown. You ever just look. My arms, my elbows, my neck, my face. It's brown. It's not peach or pink like you have. So like I said, there has to be a race war. And the specific reason for that is because you do not belong here. Now, I'm talking about the whites, but guess who else I'm talking about? I'm talking about the Asians. I include you because you are the same race as the whites. See, they have taught us that if you come from Asia, you're a different race. Different races, y'all. Look, the Asian and the Caucasian are different races. That's the case of why you both got Asian in your name. How are you a different race? What's the difference? There is no difference. Look at the Asian hair. The Asian hair is straight and thin, like a little string. You just, right? You pull it off. I remember when I was little, I grew up in Los Angeles. So I grew up in California. We moved a lot. But when I was in the second grade, I went to a school with all Asians. My friend was even named Shu. So that's how you know, like, hold on, this man got a friend named Shu? Yes, I had a friend named Shu. And every day me and Shu would get in trouble. And the teacher would call my mom on the phone and say, hello, is this Mrs. Deliza? She's like, yes. Well, your son Tassim is acting up in class. And I remember in class, in this second grade class, we had this chart. The green was at the top. This is for your good behavior. So green was at the top. We had the orange up there. No, the orange is at the bottom. So we had the green at the top. Then we had yellow. Yellow was second best. Okay? Then we had orange. And then at the bottom we had red. So me being Tassi, guess whose name was always in the red? That was me. I'm like, why am I trying to behave in a class full of Asians? My whole teacher's Asian. Like, why am I behaving here? I don't have no business behaving here. It just doesn't make any sense. So while the teacher's talking, I'm talking. I'm like, look, what I'm saying is more important than what you have to say anyways. So don't nobody want to listen to you anyways. I remember telling my teacher this, so she had to tell my mom, like, why, Mrs. Deliza, why aren't you, your son, Tassim, why is he acting up? Well, that's because I'm a leader. So, to go back into the story, why there has to be a race war between us and you. Going back to this, the Asians are the same race as the Caucasians. And the way that you know that is because all of you have the same hair. What's the difference? You got the black hair, it's still straight like a dog. You got the brown hair, straight like a dog. Got the blonde hair, straight like a dog. And you got my hair. Look at my hair. Hold on. Let me show you some of my hair. This is some locks. See, this look like the branches on the trees. You go outside and you start looking at the roots of the tree. You're like, hold on, this man got the same hair as a tree. And then you're saying to yourself, and I don't. How come his hair looks like a tree and how come my hair looks like a dog? Well, that's because we're two different species. I've been trying to tell you this the whole time. I had an Asian friend named Shu. Okay, so to go back into all of this, the Caucasians and the Asians are the same race. Okay? No difference. There is no distinction. It's the same. Maybe you got some different eyes. The Asian eyes like this, and Caucasian eyes, they got the eyes, same eyes as a monkey. So whatever eyes a monkey got, same eyes, okay? So then, you look at who else do we have? We have the Indians, the ones from India. They be like, you know, they got the little ruby on their head. Them, you know what I'm saying? Those same people are also the same race as the Caucasians. There's no difference. Where's it at? I don't see it. You're the same. The only difference is maybe you got the Indians that cook it with their feet. Like, who does that? It's disgusting. So, they're cooking with their feet, and then the Caucasian, I don't know, they're just eating raw food. They don't even cook their food. They kill it. You could get a Caucasian, and you could have them go into the woods, and let's say they kill a deer. This is what they do over here. They kill a deer. They're like, oh, honey, Marge, I got a deer. And then he's like, dang it, Robert, you killed another one of the deer. He brings it back, skins it, puts it on the grill, and then he might not even put it on the grill. He just might chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Grab some chunks, and then he starts to eat it. That's disgusting. Who does that? So to go back into this, yes, the Caucasians, the Asians, and the Indians are the same race. And that same race is the human race. Me, all of your people with brown skin, just look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this beauty. You know what I'm saying? Look at this gorgeousness. This handsomeness. Look at all of this amazing, this awesomeness. Look at this. My brown skin complexion. That makes me a Anunnaki. And because you don't have a brown skin complexion, that makes you a human. There has to be a race war between the Anunnaki, which is me, and the humans. We cannot coexist with each other. We've never been able to live together. You have killed my ancestors. And a lot of us had to respawn in order to get a second life. That's what we had to do. And for a lot of you, you are reaping the benefits of my ancestors that you've killed. And you might think that I'm just going to sit here and allow it to keep going on. When I start talking about this, many of the Caucasians, they say, we need to live in harmony, we need to have love and peace. Just start loving each other and kumbaya. Like, kumbaya? Where are you getting this for kumbaya? Who talks about this nonsense? The reason why you all are saying that is because you are afraid of going to war against the Anunnaki race or the black race. You're afraid because we're stronger and we're more intelligent. To really hit my point, I'm going to read just a sentence from my textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People, so you can really comprehend my point that we are not the same race. Let me pick this up real quick to show you we're not the same race. This is a page of my textbook right here. This is a page for all of you humans. You can receive these textbooks in paperback, or also in digital, or on Kindle. That's where you'll find this textbook. And at the bottom of this page, it says this. Race. The definition means a planet from which one originates from. That's what race means. The planet from which one originates from. So you can grasp the concept of that. Just think, use your brain, because I know you humans have little tiny brains the size of a peanut, but I know you can use that. There's something that has to be in your senses to let you know that you can at least think a little bit. So just follow me. When you walk outside, for all of you humans, it doesn't matter if you're an Asian or a Caucasian, same thing. You walk outside and your mom tells you, let's say you live in California like I lived. You live in California, for example, your name is David. You got David, the Asian Chinese boy, or David, the Caucasian. David. And let's say your mom, her name is Kim. So Kim, you're in California, so you're walking to school. Or you're taking a bus. But what I did every day, we used to walk to school. We got up, opened the gate. You know what I'm saying? Open the gate, walk down the street, walk to school, hit the corner, boom. And we saw the front gates, and there was a school. So you're a little human, your name is David, your mom's name is Kim, and you go outside and your mom says, David, did you put on sunscreen today? Well, Mom, I don't really like sunscreen. No, David, you need your sunscreen. This is what your mom is telling you. You need your sunscreen because if you don't have sunscreen, you're going to get infections from the sun. And as a black person, I'm thinking to myself, I'm just walking by. You're at your house, David, you're at your house. Tassim Deliza, I'm at the house, 2 houses down. I'm walking to school just like you, and I'm walking past your house. And I hear, you're going to get diseases if you don't wear your sunscreen. And I go ask my mom, and I'm asking my mom, I'm like, Mommy, I just heard that David, his mom said if he doesn't wear sunscreen, that he's going to get disease. Do we need that? And my mom is saying, no, we don't need that. That's something that they need. Because they don't have any of this melanin. But it's not even called melanin, it's called carbon-12. That's what we have. That's why our skin is brown. It's just the top of it is made out of carbon-12. Carbon-12 comes from our skin. And you humans lack carbon-12. And the reason why you lack carbon-12 is because, just like I said, race means the planet from which you originate from. So we should go back into this. David, you still walking to school and your mom, you went back into the house and you put on some sunscreen, start rubbing all over your face, your neck, your body, legs, everything. And that's the only way for you to survive. Only way is for you to wear sunscreen. And according to my definition of race, that you originate from a different planet, let me ask you this. If you are from this planet, why would the sun kill you? Because the sun does not kill me. It only kills you, David and Kim. It don't kill Tassim. It only kills you. Why? The answer for that is because you are not from here. And actually, you originate from a planet that is called Nirn. It is spelled Nirn. And planet Nirn is located inside of the Plutonian galaxy. It is not located inside of the Milky Way galaxy. This is where this planet is located. This planet is called Planet Key. Many of you have been taught that it is called the name Earth. And no, that only happened after the war that took place on this planet between the Anunnaki and the humans. Only way for us to ever call this planet Earth is because of the war. But after the war, or during it, actually right now, I am changing it. I am declaring a new planet name, and I am changing it to Planet Key. That is spelled K-I. Planet Key. That means the home planet of the Anunnaki. And that is why we don't die from the sun. That's why you die and I don't. I don't wear sunscreen, none of that stuff. That's why you die. So to explain this, we're going to talk about the countries that are on this planet. David, whatever your name is. Just this country. We're going to talk about the country that is now called the United States of America. Now, many of you have been taught that the people who lived on this land were Native Americans. And I'm here to tell you that is the furthest thing from the truth. You might see what's on my head. You're like, hold up. What do you mean Native Americans weren't here? What's on your hand? Tassie? What, are you crazy, man? What are you doing? What's going on? I know you're saying that on your little phone from behind your screen. Like, bro, this guy's wearing a Native American headdress. Please take it off. It's disrespectful. That's what a lot of you little humans tell me. And I could care less what you think. Let me get my hair out the way. This is all up in my way, my hair. My Anunnaki locks. Just so I get out the way, my hair. Let me see. Are we good? Are we good? Let me see. We almost good. Okay, we good now. We good. Hair's out the way. All right, so. Yes, the Native Americans were not here. That goes for all of the Navajos. They say, me and my ancestors, we were Navajo. We were Shinnecock. We were Shinnecock. I'm like, Shinnecock? What kind of name is that? It's a ridiculous name, Shinnecock. We were Apache. Who the hell wants to walk around calling themselves an Apache? It's crazy. What kind of weak on... Let me just be real. What kind of weak ass name is that? Apache. You can kiss my ass with that name. You can have that. Apache. With that being said, the Native Americans were not here. That means those what are they called? Mongoloids. That's all they are. Native Americans, they're just nothing but an Asian. They were not here in the United States. They weren't even on this planet. And the way you know that is because they died from the sun. That's how. So the United States, at one point, only had black people. That was it. And I'm here to tell you that you don't change colors. I know how they have taught us in class that you change colors if you move away from the sun. But last time I checked, the sun hasn't disappeared here. Every day I see the sun. So what are you talking about? You change colors. That's a lie. You don't change colors. So with that being said, there were no Native Americans here. There were only black people. Those black people that lived here are me and my family and my ancestors. And all of you black Americans lived in the United States. Actually, it had a different name than the name that is called today. It wasn't 1,000 names belonging to 1,000 tribes. It was one name. I don't know why this chair is squeaking. Like, stop. Come on, man. Just be still. All right, so with that being said, yeah, this country had one name, not 1,000 names. They might show you some old maps of Apache, Navajo, and what are they called? The Arizona Warriors or whatever, nasties, whatever the hell they are. I don't know. Native Americans, and kiss my ass. So, yeah, they were not here. This country had one name, and that one name that this country had was Tameri. It is spelled Tameri. Tameri. And the black people who lived here, which is me, and every single black person who lives here today, were called the Tamericans. That is our nationality. I'm going to be declaring our nationality, and I'm going to be creating resources. For example, I'm going to be creating, what are they called? Embassies. I'm going to be creating a Tameri embassy for the Tamerican people, which is us. Just like you look at the skin, right? What color is it? Brown, correct? It says for Anunnaki. I'm going to be creating embassies for the Tamerican people, not the Native Americans. I'm going to deport them all. Send them back home where they came from, Mongolia. I'm like, sir, but we don't want to go. You know, this is our land. It's not your goddamn land. What the hell did you build? Nothing. A fucking tent? A tent? You lived in tents. Tent. Let me show you how easy it is to build a tent. Let me get this chair out of the way to show you. Let me show you how to build a tent. All right, you get the little. Let me show you. All right, so this is how you build a tent. This is what the Native Americans built. Got some sticks. A little stick. You know what I'm saying? They got a stick. Put it on the ground. Got another stick. Let me show you. A stick. This is what the Native Americans got. They got a little stick. They got 4 sticks. And they put them in a square. 4 sticks. Alright, so after you got the 4 little sticks, then you say, okay, well, we need a stick in the middle. So this is the Native Americans did. Had a little stick in the middle, they stood it up, and they said, okay, well, what's next? You know, we got 4 sticks. How are we going to build a house for ourselves? So after they got the little 4 sticks, then they decided, okay, look, we're going to need a blanket. So their retarded ass put a blanket on top of the sticks, and that's what they lived in. They're poor. They're poor. What did they build? Nothing. They're useless. Let me put this chair back in the way. Native Americans. They didn't build anything. A tent. A tent. Just look at a tent. What did you build? Nothing. You're poor. So that's what they did. They built a tent. And they said that this land had nothing but deer, trees, and plants. And it was beautiful civilization. But you can't even walk outside in the sun for 15 minutes. So how the hell did you enjoy your time with the plants? I just don't get it. How? They're lying. The Native Americans are an organization that is funded by the United States government. And these 2 groups of humans teamed up to take over the country of Temeri. That's this country. So those 2 teamed up to take over my country, and they think that I'm just supposed to sit here and allow it to happen. They done got me messed up. I will not sit here and allow you to take over my country. I know I'm getting far off topic. We started off talking about that there has to be a race war, and now we're talking about Native Americans. Look, it happens, okay? It happens. So, yeah, it's to let you all know that the United States does not belong to anyone else except for the black people. And the real name of our race is called the Anunnaki. That is spelled Anunnaki. Anunnaki. But I just spelled that name right. Anunnaki. That's how you spell Anunnaki. Anu. Anunnaki. That's our race. And every single Anunnaki has a brown skin complexion, and they have locks like me. They either have locks or they have a giant afro going up to the sky. That's what makes you Anunnaki. And the reason why your hair is doing all of this is because you descend from the 9th universe. This is a lesson that I'm here to teach. Every single black person descends from the 9th universe. And every single white person descends from the 6th universe. So they're not even from our universe. Planet Key, or you could say Planet Earth, it's not even the real name, but Planet Earth is located in the 9th universe. And every single human descends from the 6th universe. So how are you from here? You're not. So there has to be a race war between me and you. And the winner gets to have control over Planet Key. May the best man win. So, that's what must happen. There has to be a war between us and you. And to explain that, let me explain to you all how we got to this in the first place. At one time on Planet Key, it was just Anunnaki. This planet, Planet Earth, that you've heard, was just nothing but black people. The same black people who were alive back then are the same black people who are alive now. We're not the same race as you. So this planet was just nothing but us. And at one point, we got some visitors. You know, I'll just tell you how. I'm outside and I'm over here creating universities. I'm building my next university called the University of Temeri. And I'm building it in Temeri, which is this country that is now called the United States. So I'm over here building my wonderful university, and I'm building cities. Building beautiful cities. I'm building the city of Tassim. It's my name. I'm building this. I'm building cities named after me. And I had all of my government officials. I gave them specific tasks on how we were supposed to construct the city. And that's what all of the Anunnaki are doing. So we're just creating things. We're creating cities. Some of us were creating different type of insects. Like how? Wait, you're telling me that a Anunnaki has the capacity to create an insect? Yes. Yeah. And some of us were creating animals. We were creating panda bears, polar bears, black bears. We were creating cheetahs and pumas and jaguars. All of your animals that exist on this planet called Ki are creations of the Anunnaki race. That means that there was no invisible God that lives in the clouds that you ain't never seen. You're over here like, hold on, where's God at? You're looking in the clouds, you got your little, maybe you got some goggles. You got 2 goggles on your eyes and I don't see him. And you looking for God. And he ain't up there. The whole time. So maybe if I can't see him with my goggles, let me just zoom in a little bit. Sorry. Zoom in and you looking, you are 1,000 times zoom, and you still don't see God in the clouds. And you're looking at, I thought heaven was up there. You're delusional. Maybe let me get a telescope and I can zoom in 2,500 times. So you get up and you grab a telescope. Telescope. Put it on the ground. Big old telescope. And you got the lens in your eye and you're looking. And you're like, I'm looking for God in the clouds. And you still don't see him. Because he don't exist. The whole time, what you have been looking for is an Anunnaki. Because there is no invisible deity or entity that created the universe. The ones who created the universe are a group of physical beings. Physical! In the flesh. I'm in the flesh. A group of physical beings created the universe. And that group of physical beings are the Anunnaki race. Anu means the Most High, the Supreme. And we are not one entity. We are one race, but we are a group. We are an entire race, a species of beings who go around creating planets and animals. Not no invisible God. I'm going to fix all of that with books. Over time, we're going to have 20 different books that are going to correct all of the nonsense. And all of the children are going to learn this. And there's nothing that you can do to stop me. All you're going to do is observe and be in the comment section and say, well, I think what he's doing is wrong. I just don't like this. I believe in Jesus Christ. And he don't exist. He in the clouds. He in the clouds as well. I believe in Jesus Christ. And what you're doing is evil. You can kiss my ass. You can kiss my ass. That's what you can do. Because there's nothing that you're going to do to stop me. Not even your white Jesus is going to stop me. Nothing is going to stop me from changing the minds of my future generation. Nothing. You're just going to observe and watch on the sidelines and watch all of this gloriousness. Gloriousness. Oh my God, I'm messing up the word. All of this intelligence create new books and manuscripts that is going to replace your Bible. And you're just going to be sad, little sad person. That's it. Your life means nothing anyways. You're useless. All of you humans, you don't have any significant value on this planet. You were just a waste of space. That's all you are. Just here for no reason. So, like I said, that there has to be a race war between me and you. Because on this planet, we got some visitors. And that group of visitors was you, the humans. We didn't ask you to come here. At all. Ain't nobody invited you. Ain't nobody called the humans on the phone and said, ring, ring, ring. Hello? Yeah, this is King Tassim. I'm inviting the humans to my birthday party. You're King Tassim, sir. I'll invite all the humans and we'll all be there. Nobody did that. Nobody invited you. You came here on your own accord. Nobody invited you here. You're not welcome. You're not. But to go into this story, Yes, you all came here without our permission, on your own accord. You all came from the Plutonian galaxy, and you arrived here on our planet. When you all arrived here, we took you in. At first, we were thinking to ourselves, hold on, what the hell is that? I mean, we just seen you over there in the caves and stuff. We ain't never seen no beings in our caves. How did these beings get here? In our ancient world, we had magnificent technology of astral travel and portal travel, where there would be portals and you enter a code into it, and it would open up a portal. And then other beings would be able to come through this portal. That's how the humans got here. So when they got the access to open up this portal to come on the planet Key, they came and they arrived in the caves. And when my council, they're over there, doing what I told them to do, build a city. I'm over here building the University of Tamari. And then I get a phone call from one of my Anunnaki, and I answer it. Load up the screen. And he says, sir, we have a visitor. We don't know if these visitors are hostile or not. I need you to come check it out. I said, all right, Malachi, I'll be right there. Right, Malachi, click, hang up. And I head over there on my little, mobile car. You know what I'm saying? Not the cars that you see today, but we had advanced cars or just scooters just to travel. Advanced scooters. So I head over there and I went to the caves. And I walk up to Malachi and I say, Malachi, what is it? You told me that there was a new specimen on our planet. You don't know if they're friendly or not. You need me to check it out. So, me being me, I went to go check out what Malachi told me to do. And I see these creatures. And they walking on all fours. Let me show you. I'll show you a great example of how they're walking. So, you got these cavemen, which are the Caucasians and the Mexicans. These cavemen, they're naked. I'm like, why are they naked? Why are they naked? And they had hair all over their body. So they're naked with hair all over they got hair right here. How you got hair on your shoulders? That don't make no sense. So they had hair on the shoulders, hair on the back, hair on the chest. Just hairy. And they walking, got their arms, and they got their leg. They walking slow. This is how they're walking. It doesn't make any sense. They just walking like that on all fours. They're like this. Walking on all fours. All the little humans. In Malachi, he says, sir, I've never seen anything like this. Sir, what are these creatures? And I said, I'm afraid to tell you, Malachi, but I've never seen these creatures either. I don't know what they are. And Malachi says, well, sir, my king, what do you want me to do about it? I said, let's see if we can, communicate with these creatures. And they speaking in monkey tongue. So they're like, ooga booga. So they're like, ooga booga, booga booga. They don't even speak English. Or none of our language. So I started speaking Spanish. And I say, tu especie, ¿puedes escucharme? And then I speak a different language. And then they're like, ooga booga, booga booga. I'm like, ooga booga. Motherfuckers speak a language. So they still ain't speaking no languages. So we had to start speaking to them. They had comrades who arrived here, and this was called the Pleiadian species. And the comrades, he started speaking ooga booga, the Pleiadian, ooga booga booga. And they were communicating, ooga booga, and the Pleiadians asked, ooga ooga ooga. Ooga ooga? The hell is that? He's speaking, I don't know what they're saying. Ooga booga, that don't make any sense. So they're speaking that, and they're communicating greatly. And the Pleiadian told me that these are the creations of Zeus. And I'm like, Zeus? Zeus is a black person. He is the creator of all of the humans. And he is a Anunnaki. So like I said, Anunnaki, we can create animals, we can create insects, and we can also create advanced beings. And that's what Zeus did. So he created these advanced beings called the humans out of monkeys and dogs and pigs. And I'm like, why you had to include the pig? He said, Well, we have to create some pigmentation, right? So, out of the pig, so that's why their skin is pink. Well, we kicked Zeus off of our planet years ago, and we said you were not allowed to come back. And this was 100 years ago when we kicked Zeus off. There was a war between the Anunnaki. It was a war against the good Anunnaki and the evil Anunnaki, and that's Zeus. He's the evil Anunnaki, and the good Anunnaki was King Tassim Delisa. So I'm the good Anunnaki. We went to war, and we sent him off to planet Nern, and that's where he created all of you guys. Well, when you arrived here, the Pleiadian, he's speaking Ooga Booga, and he's speaking to you guys, and he told me, because he could speak my language, he could speak English or Spanish, or all of our other languages. We spoke Hebrew and Portuguese. All of the languages that exist on this planet, we created them. We created them anyway. So, yes, we spoke all of the languages, even French and Russian. These are all Anunnaki created languages. We are creators. So he said, well, I know they were created by Zeus, but Zeus kicked them off of his planet. And we felt bad. You're like, well, he created... No, I didn't feel bad. But, our women, they felt bad. I didn't feel bad at all. I'm like, all right, they kicked them off of their planet. They can go somewhere else. I care less. So, they asked for a favor, and they said, well, we just asked for you to watch over them. They don't have anywhere else to go. So, we gave a task force of us, and this task force was called the Moors. They are from Spain, and they speak Spanish. So, they say, I'm communicating. I say, mi Anunnaki, right? Mi Anunnaki. I say, how would we say it? I would say, te necesito para ver esta especies que los humanos. And I need the species to watch over, and I need you to watch the species that are the humans. Que los humanos son humanos. That you are humanos, humans. Soy Anunnaki. Mi especie es Anunnaki. Mi raza es Anunnaki. My race is Anunnaki. So, I was speaking Spanish to them, and I'm like, they're like, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? They said, why? I said, porque lo dije. Because I said so. You know what I'm saying? Porque lo dije. Porque lo dije. I'm the king. Soy el rey. I'm the king. So, that's why. It was direct orders from me. And this group of Moors, they watched over the humans, and they were tasked to alter the genetics, because we've never seen a species with tails. Yeah, all of you humans had tails when you came here. Every single one of you had a tail just coming out of your behind. Like that tail was coming out of your ass. We've never seen that before. So we told them to, remove the tail. Also, if you could remove all of the hair from their backs, their chests, it's nasty. Just please remove it. So they started doing experiments and putting you in a laboratory, putting you inside of these chambers where you were hooked up to a mask and you're surrounded by water. And that's what the Moors are doing. And I walk in there and I'm like, why are they in glass tubes? And they said, well, sir, because they only spoke Spanish. Porque eso es la manera sola. Because that is the only way. And I said, bueno, bien. Tienes que decir todo que lo quiere. You can do anything that you want. All right? Just get rid of the hair, all right? No más pelo. No me gusta el pelo. No me gusta el monkey. No me gusta. I don't like the monkey. Whatever the hair is, So, they did what they had to do, and then they got comfortable with the humans, and they started teaching all of the humans how to talk and communicate. Speaking our languages. So they taught you how to speak Spanish, because that's their language. They were your professors. Tus profesoras. They were your professors, So they started teaching you Spanish, and you also started learning English and in French and Portuguese. You started learning their languages. And then they did the unthinkable. And that thing was they started mating with the humans. That's where we messed up at. They started mating with the humans, and a couple of the humans got pregnant, but the baby died. So when the Moors, the Anunnaki, they got the humans pregnant, the baby died. And they were wondering, like, why is the baby dying? And the reason for that is because you're not supposed to have babies together anyways. So with them being scientists, they went back into the laboratory and they created these shots. They called these shots RhoGAM, RHOGAM. They started doing blood tests on the humans and they found out that the humans have RH blood. And that's why they named it RhoGAM. So the humans had RH blood and they did blood tests on themselves. They already knew all of us had this blood type that was called O blood. And the two bloods cannot mix, RH and O. No, they can't mix. So they created this shot called the RhoGAM so they can forcefully allow it to mix. That's what they did. And the RH stands for rhesus monkey. So the Moors, after they started removing your tails and your hair and all of that nonsense that you have, they became attracted to you humans. I don't know how they would become attracted to filthy animals. I don't know how you're attracted to that. But a couple of them, they were attracted to you, got you pregnant, baby died. So they created a RhoGAM shot. And after they test and many tests, it was first introduced, the first hybrid child. The first Anunnaki combined with a human. The hybrid, because of that RhoGAM shot, it allowed the baby to survive. And when we look at the Moors, we're like, no, that is against cosmic law. You're not supposed to be interbreeding with another species. And the Moors wanted to protect you humans so bad, and a war broke out. But we didn't know that they were just protecting, because they weren't protecting, they were under a spell by another species who we allowed here, called the Arcturians. And they put a spell on our Moor brothers and sisters. And the entire war broke out on Planet Key. This war was against the good Anunnaki, which is King Tassim, which is me, and all of my brothers and sisters, all of us. And then the Moors, this were the Spanish, the black people, all of your Moors, all of your Spanish people, your original Spanish, are all black. They're not white. They whitewashed everything. All of your original Spanish, original Dutch, original European, original, even from Wales. You can be from Wales. The original people of that land were the black people. They were the Anunnaki race. It was you all. So they were all teamed up, but they had on their side the help of the Pleiadians. And we think, hold on, how do you get the Pleiadians on your side? That don't make any sense. There was the Moors, teamed up with the Pleiadians, teamed up with the humans, teamed up with the Arcturians. So that's 4v1. And then we just won. Then they teamed up with the Greys, all together against us. This was a massive war that broke out and many people died. Millions, no, not millions, billions died during this war. We killed so many humans. We killed so many of the Moors. We had to. Because we're just trying to protect our race. When we came to this planet, we were not supposed to be interbreeding with another species. You cannot do that. And they're like, pero el rey, necesito hacerlo. They're like, but king, I need to do it. Ella es mi esposa. I said, that's your wife? What you mean that's your wife? That's the human. That's a rhesus monkey. How is that your wife? He says, el rey es mi esposa. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't making no goddamn sense. Talking about a monkey is his wife. How you having babies with the monkeys? That's the humans. He's having babies with you all. So the war broke out. Billions died. And we ultimately ended up losing that war. The good side of the Anunnaki, we ended up losing. The Moors, that side won. They had a lot of help. It wasn't just them bottom. They had a lot of help. Zeus teamed up as well. He came back, teamed up with them. He teamed up in the war. We lost that war, and many of us had to reincarnate or respawn back onto Planet Key. And after the war happened and after we lost, the Moors thought they was home free. You know, my man speaks Spanish. He got his whole wife, a human monkey. You know, that's what he likes. That's when I see him, you already know it's he has to go because he already betrayed us. Having a baby with humans, that's betrayal. So after the war, you know, this is where the Pleiadians and the Moors, they teamed up and they started establishing new nations, and they started renaming all of the kingdoms that we had, or all of the countries that we had. They started renaming them. They started killing innocent Anunnaki, taking over the entire land who had nothing to do with the war, renaming their entire landmass. And then after they did all of that, the Moors were betrayed by the humans, and they were killed. And they were thinking, like, what? They were thinking to themselves, the humans wouldn't kill me. You know, that's my wife. You know, my wife, my esposa, mi esposa. No, and not knowing that the humans had a entire responsibility to their race. They came to our planet to take it over and nothing else. And that's what they did. They accomplished that. The Moors ended up, you know, a lot of them died, and they took over, the humans ended up taking over Spain and taking over all of the European countries. And that's how we got to where we are now. By trusting someone who was not us, allowed our planet to be completely taken over. So the reason that there has to be a race war is because the Anunnaki have to take our planet back. This planet belongs to us. If you are black, it does not matter where you're from. This planet belongs to you and no one else. We cannot share it with anybody. This is our planet. And that is what I have realized today. This is not my first lifetime, because Anunnaki can never die. We are immortal beings. And the reason why we are immortal, because we all have souls. So because we have a soul, we reincarnate. Our soul goes into a new body every cycle of life. So we come back to Planet Key. And for many of us, you have came back to Planet Key to help me, Tassim Deliza, finish off this war. So I want to say congratulations. Welcome back to Planet Key. It's good to have you all. It's good to see you. And I'm glad to have you here. Welcome back to another lifetime on Planet Key. Thank you, my Anunnaki, for coming back. And you and I have to team up together to fight a war against the humans. So, that is what we have discovered today. That there was a war that took place on our planet. That war was between us and the humans. And now we have decided that the humans have to go. None of them can stay here. Every single one of them must leave. And if you are not willing to leave, then you must be willing to lose your life. Like I said, we are not the same species, and we will not act like it anymore. We're not the same. You're different. Your skin is pink. It's pink. Last time I checked, your skin is pink. And my skin is brown. I descend from the 9th universe, you descend from the 6th universe. That means we're not the same. And the only solution, there's only one solution that will be taking place. Only one. There's not two, there's not three, there's one solution. And I will tell you what that solution is not. And that solution that will not take place is in harmony together. We cannot achieve that. We cannot live together. All of you are filthy, so how can we live together? You don't even know how to build anything. Nor create. You don't create anything, you just destroy stuff. We cannot live together. So that ultimately leads to that you all have to go. There has to be a war against blacks and whites. Or we could say, there has to be a war against blacks and Asians. There has to be a war against blacks and Mexicans. You all can team up because you're all one race. And I am the same race as all the black people. So when we talk about the Africans, I am the same species. I'm the same thing as an African. All I do is come from a different part of the planet. My Africans, they come from the east and I come from the west. That's the difference. But we're all one race, the Anunnaki race. They had told you that they have grabbed Africans from Africa and brought them to the United States, and that is nothing but a lie. And they have created that story to take over your land, your country. And they have had temporary success, but that success will come to an end. So with that being said, there has to be a war against me and you. And that means that I will ultimately take my planet back and send you back to planet Earth. And I will return every single land that was taken back to the black race. That's what my job is on this planet. And I need all of your help. For all of the Anunnaki watching this video, I need your help to help me accomplish that. This is what I'm doing with my textbook. I'll show you. My textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. I need you to help me finish off this war against the human race. And I am not joking when I say this. I am 100% dead serious. I need you to team up with me. The way that you help me in this war is by purchasing a copy of my textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. Your proceeds from this book will go ultimately towards building a new military for the Anunnaki race. And building embassies all over the planet for the Tamarican people and the rest of the Anunnaki. This will be a military called the military of the Anunnaki. We are nothing but peacekeepers. That's all we are. We're just here to keep peace on the planet, but we know that we cannot have peace as long as these humans live here, and that they all must go. And for many of you who are saying that I'm crazy or that I am illogical in my thinking and I need to chill out. And many of even my own people have said that I need to chill out because my thinking process is dangerous. And it's going to lead to a lot of people getting hurt. Of course it will. Of course. But I'm not going to allow my people to get hurt anymore. I'm tired of seeing that. I am tired of seeing my people get hurt. I'm tired of seeing my children, not my children, which is 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, all the 13-year-olds on the planet. Tired of seeing them get hurt at the hands of you filthy humans. I will put an end to that. And that's why you get my textbook. So for many of you who disagree with me, who are Anunnaki, I don't give a damn. Because I know that there's millions of people who do agree with me that all of the humans have to go. And when they say the humans, they're thinking about the whites, but I'm going to be teaching them that it's all the humans. So when we look at South Africa, all of the South Africans are saying that you know that the cruel punishments of what they did to our ancestors, they have literally killed them on live television for protesting. And they say it in their language. They say, for protesting. You killed my people. Violence on my people for protesting. And we will have to take our revenge. That's what our job is. So I know all of my South Africans agree with me. I know that all of my West Africans agree with me. And I know that all of my Haitians agree with me. And some of the Jamaicans. Some of the Spanish countries, but I know they speak Spanish. But I know that they agree with me. De acuerdo. They're in complete agreement with me that all of the humans have to go. And we cannot coexist with each other. So that is my solution to take back Planet Key, which is the name of this planet. And if you don't agree with me, it's okay. Still purchase my textbook because you are going to learn some information that you've never heard before. You learn exactly who your emperors were on this planet, who your kings were, type of cities that you built, type of technology that you had, and how you can regain access to your spiritual powers once again. That is what you will learn in our textbooks, and we will have new manuscripts, we will have new scrolls teaching ancient technology or ancient styles of how to access your powers of telekinesis. That's what you will learn from me, King Tassim. So team up with me. I love you, Anunnaki. I appreciate you so much. I thank you. And for those of you who have stuck by, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel as it is free and it does not cost you any money. It is completely free. And for those who are in complete agreement with me, I need you to go to my website called thisplanetwasstolen.com and purchase my textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. And if you want to learn more information, you can join my Telegram that is located in the description. It's a free Telegram channel for my people, and every day I will connect with you. You can hear voice notes from me and you can learn from me. So team up with Tassim Daliza, and I will not let you down. This is the race war between the Anunnaki and the humans. And at the end of the day, the Anunnaki, we are going to win. And there's nothing that you can do about it. So thank you. I appreciate you. And I will see you all later.